Here on the Joe Judge Report, each and every week, Coach is going to break down some plays. And, Coach, we're going to take a look at something that got you guys jump-started back in the game. You decided to go for it on 4th and goal at the 1-yard line early in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, so we had a long drive. We're feeling good about the way we're moving the ball on their defense at this point. We got all the way on down there. It was 1 yard away. We have to have a physical mentality to really finish the game off right here. We got in that point, I decided we're just going to go for this on 4th down and make sure we understand, what we have to do to get back in this game. So they were playing good defense, but we got moving this drive. We want to get going. But the point I want to make on this play right here is the sequence of plays is how close each play is. We talk all the time about football is a game of inches. It's really small margins really separate you. And one of the most difficult plays in football really is the goal line stand play. A one-shot scenario. We have 1 yard to go. They got to stop us. We got to go ahead and beat them. And what it all starts with ultimately is, in football, goal line's all about penetration. All right, so when you're in the 1 yard line situation, the ultimate goal defensively is create penetration in the offensive line and reset the offensive line of scrimmage. Now, offensively, you're trying to do the opposite. You're trying to generate power and create blocks that separate and reset the line of scrimmage back to the goal line so the running back can finish, and get points on the board. So we ran one of our base plays right here. We're going to look for right here is we're going to set a good clean edge right here. We're going to create some down blocks right here just to fit up here. We're going to look to have Eli Penny fit on the outside hip right there of Cam Fleming, and then Will Hernandez wrap around on the inside hip. And we're creating like a 3-man wall right there to push and drive into the end zone and just give Dion right there a chance to get vertical, find a seam, and get in the end zone right here. They do a nice job. The offensive line really starting right here inside with Zeitler blocking down and creating the initial gap right there that we can work on through. So we're going to play this out right here a little bit. And right there is what you're looking for right there. Just that initial, the way we fit off each other right there and create that 3-man with Eli, with Will, and with Cam right there fitting up. And we really have that 3-on-1 to 3-on-2 matchup. Now, defensively, what they're really looking to do is, with their interior front, is, again, occupy these gaps in front right here and then let these linebackers flow and fit off accordingly. So if the ball spills outside, they can scrape and tackle on an angle. All right? If they get displaced inside out, then they can fit these gaps downhill and look to initiate contact. So it's a solid job right here. Zeitler, Cam getting a body on a body. We get the 3-way gap there. You got Levine. All right, you got the tight end setting edge right here on the backside cutoff on Mac right there. You got Evan. And really these backside guys in these short runs can become irrelevant with really one good down block right here by Zeitler, because wads all this up right here. And then Dion does a good job just getting vertical here, finding a seam. You see him lowering his pad level right here. And now at this point right here, it's just all about your will to finish right here with the offensive line pushing in. Dion finding a seam, scraping in right here, and finishing the play in the end zone for 6 points.
And, Coach, just in kind of looking back at this a little bit, it's also the vision of the running back and the understanding of a running back, because it's not as if Dion Lewis is Jerome Bettis, but it's understanding what the play is designed and then figuring out a way to find that space.
I'll tell you one thing this guy right here, 33, does for us is this guy understands exactly what's going on in front of him. He knows what everyone's got to block. When he breaks the huddle, he can see the interior alignments, and he can anticipate how the blocks are going to fall right now. This guy's really, really smart. Whether he's back deep as a kickoff returner or he's in the I formation as a back, he knows all these guys' jobs right here well as they do, because he can anticipate and understand where the seam's going to appear that you can hit this thing going vertical.
Coach, we're going to take a look after the Dion Lewis touchdown run, the ensuing kickoff, and not letting a guy like Patterson make a big play to flip field position.
Yeah, right. So we talked last week about complementary football, all 3 phases playing off each other. So the offense scores. Now it's the kicking game's job to set the field position for the defense. So the first thing you got to consider in this game right here is who are their dangerous weapons, who you're really looking to eliminate. Patterson right there is one of the most dangerous weapons in the NFL. And what you got to realize when you look at this shot of the screen is there's a lot of space in that field. There's a lot of space. So if you kind of look into context, what offensive play would you not call where you're going to give one of your best players the ball in this much space to get started and get running? So covering kicks right here really is the mark of a physical team, and that's something we put a lot of pride in. Now, one thing I want to highlight here is what return teams are trying to do, how coverage teams have to play, and the small margins that are different between an explosive play for the return team and a good coverage play for the coverage team and how all the pieces fit together. So we're going to start out right here with just the base scheme the Bears are trying to run. So as the ball's kicked up right here, really working middle to a little bit to our left right there with Graham. He gets good placement. A lot of returners won't bring the ball outside the end zone. They'll take the ball as a touchback on the 25 and just say, check that box. We'll put the offense on the field. This guy's always looking to bring the ball out and be aggressive. So that thing's 8, 9 yards deep. CP's heels are on the end line. He's bringing that thing out. but you see the space that's created right now in the return itself and as it develops. And what the Bears are looking to do right here is double team our 3. So when you count, I should explain this right here. When you count a kickoff team or kickoff return team, for simplicity of playing on the same note, you count outside in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the same going the other way. So this would actually be R5 as the kickoff team sees it, or as we see it going the other way, this would be our L5 right here to cover down this way. Now, what they're looking to do right here is really eliminate the point of attack player. So you see them coming on down, they're identifying our 3 right there as a point of attack player. And they're looking to double team him and eliminate that lane. Now, playing off the double team, they want to build a solid wall right here to soak up all the backside pursuit and foldovers. Now they're going to take these 2 big guys right here and look to kick out the 2 and then work up to the 1 right there and try to create this crease for CP to press wide and then cut before all these backside guys have a chance to fold and flow over and stop a big play. Now, what you have to have in kickoff is you've got to press through the double teams and compress the lane right there, but you got to win on singles. And kickoff coverage, single blocks got to win. All right, so as you watch this right here, we're going to start with the outside in fit. There goes the kick out on 2 and 1. So as we talk with Sean Chandler right here, number 36, Sean does a great job for us here. We talk about setting the edge, just like we do on defense. We want to come on down here and eliminate the space for the returner to work vertically. So right here, Sean's got to set that edge, make sure CP's got to stick that thing up inside. And then he does a really nice job using his hands of coming off the block and folding back. All right, we'll come back to Sean in a second. Now, as you watch this right here, through the double team, you see charging through the single blocks right here. There's Nate Ebner right there tracking from the backside, and he does a good job identifying. Cam Brown got in front of him and created almost a pick for him naturally. As Nate sees the lane open and reads the angle of CP's hips, he's going to fold over and get through that wall and be the factor right there that really ends up making the play to stop this. So you look at that picture right there, you got Nate folding over, stops the play. CP is about a step or 2 away from having a chance for a breakout play. And then we're going to go back to Sean Chandler and the job he does on this one right here, which really turns in from a nice play to what could have really been a game-changing differential. So Sean folds off. We get a tackle with him and Nate at the same spot right there. And then as he's going down, you can see Sean's hand right there really working to pull and rip the fingers off CP with the ball. Now, the ball ends up coming out right there, and we recover it. End up ruling his elbow hit first. He was down. But the small margins right there that really lead into the differential plays. So again, sometimes you're up getting a soda, a kickoff's going on, you're going to come back for 1st and 10. There's a lot of ball that happens on these plays. I promise you it's worth watching right there. But as he comes on through here, the margin of difference for that being 6 points there, or a good coverage play right there, or possibly a turnover right there, are all very small details that everyone works very hard on a weekly basis on both sides to execute.
And we always talk about teamwork on offense and defense, and fans don't realize, but really everybody's got responsibilities here, and it takes tremendous discipline to do your job on this play, or else one breakdown and next thing you know, it's a 108-yard return.
Especially with a guy like that. Again, everybody, special teams really controlled chaos out there. So while it looks like just mayhem running around, everybody knows who they're fitting off of. So again, if you ask Nate Ebner, he's reading off the guy inside of him. So if he crosses his face, he'll replace and get vertical. That may affect, like it did in this play right here, the ability for the guy trying to block Nate to track over the movement and replace him. So everyone's looking at who's blocking them, who they're working with, and how they can navigate to the ball.
In the second half, the Giants defense held their ground, not allowing Chicago to score any points. And one of your key free agent acquisitions, James Bradbury, makes a heck of a play in the game. Tell me a little bit about what transpired on this play, though, as to why it was so successful.
Yeah, so we're in a 3rd and 4 situation right here, and it comes down first off to understanding who the opponent is, how they call the game, and what they're really looking for. Chicago in these 3rd and 5 or less situations, is really a pass-heavy team. A lot of teams are on 3rd down. It gives them more multiples. Some teams want to run and punch in when it's short yards, which is 3rd and 1. But once you're in that 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5 range, really what you're expecting here is more tighter man coverage. So what Chicago is looking to create really, and a lot of teams are more man-beater routes. When we say man-beater routes, it's a lot of mesh-type routes. You can see right here, they've actually got 1, 2, 3, 4 receivers on a single side. They've got no one in the backfield except for the quarterback. Call that an empty formation. The backfield's empty. And they got the backside receiver right here. So pre-snap, what we're thinking right here is you've got 4 receivers out there. You put 4 guys in one zone right there. They're not going to all run and sit and stand together. It's going to be a lot of movement, a lot of breaks off each other, a lot of rubs and picks. And they're going to try and confuse the guys underneath in the coverage to free them up. Now, the other thing they're looking for is up top, they want that easy one-on-one throw. If this gets confusing down here for the quarterback with all the bodies in the way, he can always reference up here and say, there's not a lot of help over top. The help right here, it's a 4-yard gain. I can take a quick fade. Maybe if he's playing a little bit of soft leverage, it's a quick slant right there, but get a quick catch and throw, all right, for the gain for the first down. Now, what we're doing right here is we're playing a little bit pressed up right here, and we got some inside help right here to help Pep and these guys underneath. So they're going to play their leverage knowing where their help is funneled to, so it helps them down the field. So you watch right here on the snap with Mitch. So he gets his eyes right now to this 4-man side right here. And you can tell right away, they're matched tightly across the board. We're spying a little bit off right here. But the matches they come on out, it's not going to be a gimme route for him right there. So once he checks right away and there's no confusion on our side with our defense, he's going to get his vision back up top right here with Brad. All right, and he's going to go ahead and try to take the one-on-one matchup. Now, we know number 12, Robinson, that's their guy in every situation. Third down, got to have it, 2 minute. They're looking for 12. He's a good receiver, makes a ton of plays for him. It's obvious why they go to him right there. We got James matched up with him in this situation right here. He has to understand what he's expecting. With a 3rd and 4 type route, they're not necessarily looking to go ahead and run that thing down to a 9 route. The other thing you have to factor in as defensive back is total awareness on what you have. With an empty backfield set and everybody split out, you've really got 5 protectors right here for a number of defenders in a box. Now, you can rush 5 and have 5 on 5. You can rush next guy have 6 on 5 and be in cover 0 right there with max blitz. But what he understands right now is with no extra protection for the quarterback back deep, this ball's got to come out quick. All right, so with a quick throw, he's expecting really that fade right away, some kind of a slant or a hitch to really go ahead and just get that ball out of his hand 1, 2, 3. So he knows the play is going to happen quickly, and he's really keying off the body language and the hands of the receiver before he gets his eyes back. Again.
So once he takes that outside release, he knows the slant's not coming. So now a clock's going in his head. This thing's going to be coming out soon.
Again, it's all about body position and leverage right here for James. So you see right here, once he takes that outside release, it's that fit and trail position he's really looking for right there. We talked last week on punt return, talking about matching the gun in that low hip position. And it's a good shot right here, James in the same position. He's in that low hip trail position that the ball's got to be a perfectly thrown ball right over his shoulders and still gives James a chance to go up and through and knock that thing off. Now, Julian's coming over top for late help right here, but really the play becomes a complete one-on-one matchup right there with James. So this is what we work every day in practice, worked all through training camp, the one-on-one matchups, receivers and DBs, and this is really when it pays off right here, not just in the technique, but also just understanding how they're going to play the route on through, and this is where the film study really ties in. So it comes into the position and leverage he's in right there. He does a great job down the field of reading the body language and then going up for the ball with Robinson and does a tremendous job of coming down and ripping it away from him for the interception. So the back view gives you a really good shot of it right here. Again, you see the eyes of the quarterback right here. He's spying hard over here on this side with all of his receivers, seeing if he likes the matchup. You see the extra safety help with Julian over top. He's got a lot of press single underneath. It's going to take away the quick throw here. He's got the extra help over top right here. The easiest thing in his mind right here is check there and then look up top where it's a one-on-one matchup right there and just go ahead and keep this as simple as can be for him in the matchup. So again, he floats it up there. It's a good job here. James playing up and through the hands right there, ripping it out and then coming out. And it's just a good play being made right there by a good player. Does a nice job bringing this on down. And obviously it's brought a lot of energy to our bench right there, a lot of excitement on the team. You know, we're in the middle, we just scored a touchdown, had a good kickoff right there. So our guys are in the midst right now knowing that we got some juice, we got some life to us right now. We got to keep plowing forward. Every play is important. And again, you got the punt return units geared up on the sideline in case it's an incomplete pass. James eliminates the need for that play with the interception right there.
There you go. James Bradbury with a clutch play for the Giants as they tried to battle back from the deficit. Coach, we appreciate it. We'll do it again next week.
Definitely. Thanks, Bob.
That's New York Giants head coach Joe Judge here on the Joe Judge Report.